Yo, what is up? It is your boy Xehther, back at it again with part 4 to What If Deku Was Trained by Xehther. So, before this video gets started, I know that this series has been on a little bit of a hiatus. You know, a lot of you guys haven't seen it for a while. It's been about 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Can't really tell you guys. Oh no, it's been about 3 weeks. That's crazy. Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks, boys, and honestly, this is not going to be one of those series that it's like, oh, I'm posting it every time that it hits the like goal. You know, it's one of those more like, I'm going to be posting it every now and then, because it's not exactly one of those series where it's like, what if Deku, you know, had like Flash's powers, or what if Deku was like, you know, a celestial wizard, or what if Deku had Tai Lung's potential. It's not exactly one of those types of series. It's more of like you know, a different type, I guess you could say. It's like, for me, and it's like one of those that like I be doing for fun, you know, on the channel. It's not like one of those, oh my god, I need this many likes. I kind of just drop it whenever, you know, whenever I'm really in the feels to, you know, keep it going. But that being said, before the video gets started, I also just want to say one last quick thing. If you guys do hear any background noises like kids, you know, anything like that, my apologies. It's just that, you know, can't really help it, you know, neighbors. That being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so on the last part, we had essentially left off on the UA festival as well as the internships. We also went over the race, and oh wait, no, that's not even. Wait, hold on. Did we go over that? Oh. Oh my god, that's not even what we went over. That's what I'm gonna go over today. Okay. I'm sorry about that. So essentially, on the last part, we'd essentially left off with, you know, the UA Sports Festival. We had also gone over the fact of, you know, Deku vs Shinso, Deku vs Todo, you know, all that, you know, random stuff. And we had also ended up going over the Stain arc. That being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop right back into it. So let's go. Okay, so when they all returned, you know, after their internships, Momo had actually improved her percentage of One For All to a 10%. By this point, after training with Gran Torino, she had definitely helped herself a little bit, and Deku would have actually gone off to train with Xehther a little bit. By this point, they'd all made it back, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into the school race. So, once the race starts, I'm just going to say it, Deku would blitz. He would blitz over to All Might, and that would be it. GG's, All Might. Like, Deku wins. With that being said, guys, you know, afterwards, you know, they have the finals. So Aizawa would actually end up telling them about the finals and all that stuff. And this is when Deku would actually be a little hype about it, you know, thinking that, wow, I mean, maybe he gets to show off his talents. Maybe this time he'll, you know, do even better against the robots. Not that he could do better. Last time he ended up having to be the only one who ever did it, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me... Oh wait, no, that's on my other script. Ugh, I don't even feel like checking it, but I'm pretty sure that Deku on that part, I had essentially made Deku do the entirety of the thing by himself. So yeah, that's a little some. But that being said, you know, Deku would actually end up studying and doing a little bit of training alongside with Momo, you know, doing a little bit of, you know, hand-to-hand combat, and, you know, just helping Momo improve her, you know, 1%, her One For All percentage. This meaning that Momo can now use a percentage of 15%. Yeah, that's the neighbors, guys. Can't really do anything about that. But yeah, that being said, you know, Momo would get a percentage of 15%. And we're just going to go ahead and skip over to the day of the finals. So once everything starts, you know, Deku would proceed to take the test, which he actually ends up doing extremely well. He ends up passing the test, and, you know, everything actually just goes pretty swell from there. Afterwards, we're going to go ahead and jump into Bakugo and Deku versus All Might. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, Bakugo does not cooperate. Like, he does not cooperate at all. Just like you guys would think he does, you know, Bakugo does not cooperate, and he's still a bit of a dick. But with that being said, as soon as the thing starts, Deku would just let Bakugo have his fun. He would just stand back as Bakugo is essentially getting his ass beat by All Might. And after Bakugo's on the floor, Deku would walk up to him and say, "So, how did that go for you?" As Bakugo would say, "Shut up, you damn nerd." As Deku would then say, "Alright, well, I guess I'll just have to, you know, do this for you." As Deku would take his jacket off and throw it on the floor. As Deku would then look at All Might and say, as he cracks his knuckles and then cracks his neck and says, "So, All Might, you ready to get your ass handed to you?" As All Might would say, "Young Midoriya, I'm gonna need you to hold back a little bit." As Deku would say, "Not really my style, All Might." As, you know, he would then begin to blitz over to All Might as, you know, he starts doing pretty well. In a matter of seconds, All Might is on the floor, and Deku would have actually ended up getting outside of the race thing. I mean, not the race, but, you know, the final thing, the gate. He would have essentially made it out of the gate. But, yeah, guys, my neighbors are being pretty damn annoying, but I can't exactly do anything about that. But, you know, what can you do, you know? Alright, this is low-key pissing me off, bro. I want to go over there and beat some ass real quick so that they can shut up. God damn it. Anyways, okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the bus ride. You know, Deku and Momo are just going to be on the bus, you know, just chilling, talking to each other as they're, you know, they're flirting it up a little bit in the back, you know, doing a little bit of, you know, in the back, you know, they smooching or whatever. And this is when they would actually arrive to the point where, you know, all the students would have actually gotten off the bus. Now, as this is happening, you know, everything would essentially go to canon with Mandalay throwing them off of the edge, and Deku would just be like, "What the?" As he's thrown off along with them, as he's like, "Hold on now, I did not." As, you know, he falls on the ground and his jacket gets a little bit dirty, and he's just like, "Damn it, now I have to wash it? What the hell?" As, you know, he's just sitting there like, "What can you do? What can you do?" As Deku just proceeds to essentially just keep going. As Deku would just look at them all and say, "Well, I guess if we have to go through this, I might as well help you guys out a little bit." As he would then look at them all and say, "Well, you guys better get ready, alright? Because you guys are doing all the work. I'm just going to be helping you guys out wherever you guys need it." As Deku would proceed to tell them all that they all need to use their 110% in this. As Deku and them would all just proceed to go through it. And it would actually take them 1 hour less, saying that Deku is pretty damn strong in this version. Using his chi manipulation, he would proceed to go through a lot of the you know, monsters pretty easily. So, with that being said, that would essentially go pretty damn easily as Deku and them would all arrive. As Deku would see Koda and say, "Hey, what's up?" But this time when Koda's about to punch Deku in the balls, he actually can feel some bad intentions coming off of Koda's aura, as Deku would dodge, grab his hand, and then pick him up by the arm, saying, "Whose kid is this?" As Mandalay would come in and say, hey, drop him. He didn't mean to." As Deku would say, "Yeah, I know he did. I mean, he did mean to. I sense his aura, but it's okay. I mean, I do get it. He is just a little kid." As he would then put him down, and Mandalay would say, "So Aizawa, here he was trained by Xehther." As Aizawa would say, "Yeah, trained by the #1 hero of the US. As, you know, Deku would just smile and give a little mischievous smile as, you know, they're all just looking at him, and one of the cats is actually like, "Can I have him?" As, you know, Aizawa was just like, "Stay away from my student." As she's like, "Come on." As Deku was just dying of laughter after he had heard that. And so, we're going to jump over to when they're eating. They would all just have a pretty good time, and in terms of, you know, the hot spring situation, that would pretty much go to canon. Deku would activate his chi and blitz over to Koda, catching him, and, you know, have the explanation to him about Koda's past and all that stuff. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump on over to the day that they're actually training, the very next day. This time, Deku would actually keep focusing on entering the zone, I guess you could say, or what Xehther had actually been training with him for a while. Since, you know, this is essentially what, you know, Deku and Xehther were trying to achieve. As Deku was essentially just trying to, you know, master the thing that, you know, his master Xehther had been trying to teach him. And that being his willpower, the will mode. As, you know, it enhances his strength and it has a pretty big physical backlash, but when it's used right, it definitely does dominate. So, with that being said, Deku would proceed to, you know, spend the rest of the day trying to master it, and by the end of it, a lot of his chi would have actually been drained, so Deku would definitely be extremely tired after this. That being said, though, that day would essentially go normal, just Deku training and, getting tired. He would also be helping Momo out, and she would improve her percentage by actually nothing. I mean, it's just one day, right? So, Momo wouldn't really improve too much. He'd be on the verge of 16, but not really there yet. Ugh. Sorry, guys. But, that being said, that day would pretty much end, and when Koda goes off, this time, Deku would actually have a little bit more of an understanding for Koda. As he would grab a bowl of curry, as he would then follow Koda into his spot, as Deku would proceed to just walk over to Koda and ask him, "Hey, what's up?" As Koda would say, "Go away, like, what are you doing here, you hero?" As Deku would say, "Well, I'm here to help. I mean, I know what's wrong with you." As he would then sit down with Koda and say, "Here, have a bite." As Koda would look at it, as he would say, "I don't want any." But then his stomach would grumble and he would say, "Okay." As Deku would then look up at the skies, he would then say, "Look, I may not know what it's like to lose a parent, but I do know what it's like to, look at the hero society and think that, wow, like, maybe it's not as good as it's all, said it is. Because, when I was a kid, I was powerless until Xehther trained me." As Koda would say, "You mean that #1 hero from the US? As Deku would say, "Yeah, I mean, before I met him, I was pretty weak. I didn't even know that I had any quirk because, honestly, it was one of those things that, you kind of don't know how to use unless you have somebody teach you." As Koda would say, "What do you mean? I mean, quirks are natural." As Deku would say, "No, not really. My quirk is one of those things that actually has to be activated." As, Deku's just lying to Koda since he doesn't want everybody to know about chi manipulation. So, with that being said, Deku would proceed to just tell Koda that he understands that maybe he doesn't know what he's going through, but just because he doesn't know doesn't mean he won't try to help. As Koda would look at Deku and kind of smile as he then thinks that maybe all heroes aren't that bad. And it's at this perfect moment that Muscular would actually come in out of nowhere saying, looks like it's a pretty cute moment. Too bad I'm gonna have to end it." As Muscular would then come in and throw a punch at Deku, to which Deku would pretty much make the punch go in the other direction into the mountain. As Muscular would just punch a small crater into the mountain, as Muscular would then say, "Looks like I might have a little bit of fun," as he then increases by mass. As Deku and Muscular then look at each other and they both stare each other down, as they're both knowing that they're about to get into a pretty damn good fight. As Deku and Muscular would then look at each other, as in a flash, Deku would blitz over behind Muscular and hit him on the back of the head, knocking Muscular clean out as he would fall onto the ground. And Deku would then hold his hands on Muscular's back as he would then, hit a pressure point, knocking Muscular out for good and paralyzing him for a pretty long time, meaning that Muscular won't get up for a while. As Deku would look to the distance as he sees blue flames erupting from the forest. This would make Deku realize that something's definitely going on. As Deku would look at Koda and say, "Koda, get on top of me. I need to take you to Aizawa. I need to go out and go help the rest of them." As Koda would say, okay. As, he would hop on Deku's back. As Deku and Koda would proceed to walk off, blitz off. As Deku would take him straight to Aizawa, as he would say, "I don't got any time to explain, but I gotta go help the rest." As Aizawa would say, "Deku, wait." As Deku would blitz off, as he would have left Koda with Aizawa. This is when Deku would have run into the forest, finding Dupli Arms, or Shoji, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. As, Deku would help out with the Tokiyami situation himself by releasing his aura and creating a huge beam of light off of him, kind of like the Saiyan aura that they blast off, as he then screams, "Ah!" As his aura is just enough to make Tokiyami go back down, or Dark Shadow, I guess you could say. As he would then recruit them both and tell them that if they can still fight, then they should definitely help him. As Tokiyami would say that he's not sure about him, but maybe his buddy there can help. As he would grab them both and say that, okay, but they should follow him just in case, they're in danger later on. As they would proceed to follow, Deku. As Deku and them would proceed to just walk off. As, after this, they would walk up and find Todoroki and Bakugo. They're in the middle of the fight against Moonfish, as Deku would look towards Moonfish's direction, as he would then say, "Huh, what a weird bastard." as Deku would then blitz on over there, shattering the teeth of Moonfish, as Moonfish would get angry and proceed to create more, as he would then create small teeth tendrils that come to try to attack at Deku, but they would all miss, and one of them that does hit him, Deku would grab it as he then crushes it in his hands, as Deku would then get in front of Moonfish and say, "Boo." And this is when he would then smack Moonfish onto the ground, as Moonfish then hits the ground and ricochets off of it in a thud, as he would then get knocked out clean. This is when Mr. Compress would appear, as he then tries to grab Bakugo, but as he does, Deku would have actually noticed this time. And this means that we're now in a sort of chase between a cat and a mouse. Deku's not taking things too seriously right now, noticing that he's pretty damn slow, as he would then just be toying with him, as he's just following him saying, "Hey, nice weather, huh?" As he would be like, "Damn it, how the hell do I outrun this kid?" As he would say, "How the hell is this kid so fast?" As Deku would just keep up with him, and this is when he would throw the orb straight at Dabi, as Mr. Compress then gets grabbed by Deku and by the head, as he's then flung into one of the trees, as Mr. Compress is taken out of the game for a while, as he's either going to get arrested or get away by his own merit. That being said, Deku would then blitz on over to the portal before it can even close, as Deku would be inside of there with the rest of Dabi, Toga, the Nomu. All of them would definitely be there ready, as god damn it, they're so annoying. Oh my god. Anyways, as you know, Deku would proceed to just go inside the portal, as Bakugo and Deku were just staring down all the people who were there, as Deku would then look at Bakugo and say, "Hey, I know we don't exactly have the best of relationship, but I'm gonna need your hand. I'm gonna need a hand right here." As Bakugo would say, "Whatever, nerd. Don't get in my way." As they would both lunge at the villains. Deku taking on Dabi and Shigaraki. Dabi and Shigaraki. As he takes them out pretty swiftly. Dabi would have actually tried to shoot some flames at Deku, but Deku would have just negated it using his water, using a sort of energy blast. Sorry, not water, but using a sort of energy blast at Dabi that would have actually knocked him out clean. As Deku would then go invisible and approach Shigaraki, as he knows of Shigaraki's abilities, as he then uses a sort of roar straight at Shigaraki's ear, knocking him out and making his ear start to bleed, as Shigaraki can't hear anything anymore. Bakugo, however, would have rushed at Toga and shot an explosion straight to her face, as he would then turn around and lunge toward Magma, but Magma would have hit him off guard as Bakugo's taken down to the ground. This is when Deku would lunge in and elbow Magma in the face, shattering his glasses, as Deku would then slam him onto the table, as Spinner would then rush at Deku, saying that you may be worthy, but right now you're in his way, as Bakugo would get up and shoot an explosion straight at Spinner, knocking him out clean. This is when All For One would actually appear out of nowhere, as All For One would then proceed to look at them, as he then says, "Looks like you guys are doing very well for yourselves, heroes." As Deku and Bakugo would proceed to stare down at All For One, as they would then prepare their big attacks, as they would lunge at him, but All For One would negate them. Surprising Deku. He would have actually been able to dodge it, as Deku would then look at All For One, as he would then proceed to stare him down, thinking, how the hell am I going to take this guy down? What should I use? As he would then proceed to use his flight, as he then grabs Bakugo and says that you need to get out of here. He would grab Bakugo and fly away, as he would then return in the flash. And this is when he would then increase his aura to his maximum ability, as he would then say, "This ends here and now." As he would then use his elemental manipulation, as he would create fire fists, as Deku would then rush at All For One, as Deku would land a clean blow at All For One's helmet, knocking him out and breaking and shattering the helmet, as well as fracturing his skull. All For One would be down, as he then begins to laugh and chuckle, saying, "You may have won this time, boy, but I'll be back." As he then passes out. No helicopters would have actually been needed, however, because All For One would have never got the chance to destroy the surrounding area. This means that Deku would have actually handled this very flawlessly, as Deku would have definitely done his job pretty damn well. But with that being said, guys, this is actually going to be wrapping up this sort of arc. As for Momo and Deku afterwards, she would have just been like, wow, Can't believe you were able to beat the big and bad. As, you know, Deku would just say, yeah, I guess. As after this, I'm not too sure what happens, but for future reference, I'm talking to myself, by the way, because I usually always skim over to the end of my videos, and then I'm like, okay, what did I leave off on? Just because, like, you know. And future me, just know that you left off, like, right where Deku and Momo were in the hospital. So, like, I mean, Deku and Momo was in the hospital, actually. Yeah, because of the thing. And Deku would have actually visited her after he had taken, you know, offer one down. As, you know, he would just be saying that if she's okay, as that would essentially be ending the entirety of the forest, as well as the Camino retrieval arc. I'm guessing that's what it's called. But with that being said, guys, it has been your boy Xehther, and I do truly apologize for any of the background noise, you know, the little kids in the background. But like I said, couldn't really do too much about that. I hope it's not too much of a problem. But yeah, that being said, it has been your boy Xehther, and I am out.